Welcome back once again on your Monday. Hope it was a good day. Hope you stayed warm today. Those wind chills were once again brutally cold. We take a look. First alert weather day for today in effect for another few hours before we eventually change to Tuesday, and we do lose that first alert weather day. Now we've got us frigid cold with those dangerous wind chills, and actually we do have a wind chill advisory in effect until noon tomorrow. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Before we get there though, we've got a winter weather advisory. This goes until midnight tonight, and this is for the areas shaded in blue. We're talking about Devil's Lake Basin and then also other areas northeast North Dakota. We're talking about the potential for blowing snow, and that's something we've seen for the last several hours. Wind speeds up to 45 miles per hour, and our wind chills as cold as 40 below. Now this area is also incorporated in a wind chill advisory, as is the rest of the region, for wind chills again as low as 40 below. Again, visibility could be a little rough at times with some of that snow blowing around this evening, but for a while there we had some light snow coming down. Some of that is no longer around, or certainly has dissipated across the region. Take a look at our first alert headlines. Arctic temperatures through Saturday. Northwest winds gusting, and what that means is our wind chills are going to be below zero for the next several days, at times more so than others, but it will consistently be below that zero mark. There is warmer weather on the horizon, especially as we get to the second half of the forecast period. You'll see that coming up in just a second. Right now, again, a little bit of light snow coming down. It's actually one above in Fargo, so we're jumped out of that 0 and below range. We'll go back down tonight though. 4 below Grand Forks, 10 below in Devils Lake, 11 below in Bemidji. Peak wind gusts today generally in the 20s, a few 30s, and then some 40s as well. 48 mile per hour wind in Carrington, 44 in Cooperstown, 43 Jamestown, and again mid to upper 20s as you head into Minnesota. But still, those numbers, those winds are very strong, creating very cold wind chills. In fact, you can see that right now. Bemidji with the wind chill up 34 below, Detroit Lakes 27 below, Thief River Falls 25 below, Fargo at about 18 below right now. Then you get into those 30s as you head off toward the west. 30s below satellite and radar. Just a little bit of light snow. Radar not doing a good job of picking this up. And again, it's a very fine snow coming down. It's just when you factor it in with that wind, creating that poor visibility. First alert forecast. Notice those wind chills across the area staying in the upper 20s to mid 30s below zero. We head into tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. One thing you'll notice, wind chills, while they're still very, very, very cold, and the numbers in, shaded in pink there, you can see we're back down in the teens at times, so not quite as bad out there. So we'll consider that a little bit of a warm up, but that's certainly not the warm up we're going to see later in the forecast period. Again, still brutally cold out there, even with those wind chills slacking up just a little bit. Tomorrow afternoon, high single digits. And again, as we look over the next 5 days, we're still looking at periods where that wind chill is going to be in the 20s below, teens below. So again, no joke out there when it mean in terms of being very, very cold. Now we look at our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Now this goes from January 23rd to January 29th, so right there at the end of the month. Climate Prediction Center has us with above average temperatures, so they're making a comeback for sure. 8 to 14 day precipitation. If you're east, trending above. If you're west, trending below. Fargo, Grand Forks, right about the norm for this time of year. And you take a look at the 11 day. One thing we're not seeing any big snowmakers head our way. In fact, it should be very dry. Yes, cold. Very cold for the next 5 days, but then you see that warm up. Sunday, kind of a transition day, Stacy. Then we go to Monday, 27, 30s, low 30s next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I don't know. It's funny when you look and you see 32 and you get so excited. Like, that's great, freezing. But nevertheless, that's where we're going to be, and it is nice to know that's coming our way.
That's right. It won't feel freezing, even though
my gosh,
literally is. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Russ.